Всем привет! Вы снова на канале Зеленого, и мы снова продолжаем проходить Сибирь. В прошлой серии, если вы помните, мы побегали по библиотеке, точнее, мы побывали в библиотеке Баракштада, точнее, в университете. Мы заскочили в университет, а там побывали в библиотеке, также поговорили с одним из преподавателей тамошнего университета, который оказался знаком с Гансом. И его идеи некоторые заинтересовались, то есть не нашли понимания в плане мамонтов. Так, и также мы поговорили с троицей управленцев, так сказать, данного заведения. В общем, ничего толкового из этого не вышло, то есть, как выяснилось. Но нам дали направление, то есть нам нужно осмотреться именно на станции. Да, вот походу это он, капитан баржи.
Hello.
You ride by train, I see.
Yes, I've come from Valladolid.
It's been a long time since I've seen a train here. Students, did you bring students with you?
No, I traveled alone. Well, almost alone.
I remember around the start of fall, trains would bring kids from all around the world here to study zoology and botany, paleontology, and all that stuff. This was a great university.
And it isn't still great today, then?
Today?
Have you been the station master of Barukstad for a long time?
I've never had another job. Now, you tell me, are you in charge of this train?
No, I'm not sure.
So what's your thing here? You come here to do some bookworming over at the university?
Well, sort of. I'm always looking for new information.
Well, you don't seem to know a lot. And about that train, it's going to get in the way if you leave it there, that's for sure.
In fact, I'm a lawyer and I'm conducting a pretty unusual investigation.
Investigation, huh? Hey, I'm just a station master. I don't know too much about anything.
Well, you never know. Anybody could be significant in this case.
You see, nobody actually tells me anything, so my hands are totally clean.
I never implied they weren't. I've just been to see the rectors, and they told me to get the train out of the station as quick as I can.
I thought they'd say that. Rules are rules, and you gotta stick by them. Good idea to get into trouble with the university administration.
Absolutely. I've got enough worries as it is. What should I do then?
Well, I suggest you move your train.
But it's like I say, the springs are unwound. Everyone seems to think it's my fault.
The locomotive's engine might not work, it's true, but maybe there's some other way of moving the train.
It's a possibility, I suppose. What were you thinking of exactly?
Nothing. It's just an idea. Anyway, miss, you shouldn't hang around here. I have a job to do. Yes, sirree.
I feel like I've lost my way a little here. I could really do with your help.
Hey, anything I can do, miss, you just let me know.
The name Hans Vorarlberg doesn't mean anything to you by chance, does it?
Oh, do you really think I'd remember one little name from the thousands that pass through this station?
It seems that your superiors object to the presence of my train in the station. Not exactly easygoing, are they?
Well, it's not that they're difficult to please. I find that the less I have to do with them, the better things are. Give a drift. Birds, peaceful employers, and respect for the regulations. Now that brings peace of mind.
All these birds in a station. It's amazing.
This is no ordinary station, miss. Oh, no. These birds are part of the prestigious University of Barukstad ornithological collection. Over the years, this aviary has housed some of the most fantastic species from all over the world. And I am not exactly your typical station master either. This is one of my responsibility, and that is no easy task.
I can well believe you.
And you know what's the hardest? The hardest thing is to keep interspecial harmony. And one day some explorer introduced a couple of cuckoos from the Amazon. Whoa!
It wasn't a good idea?
A nightmare. You know, cuckoos lay their eggs in the nests of other species, right? Now, what's more, they also push the host's eggs out of the nest so that they receive all the mother's attention, right? Cursed cuckoos. Nightmare.
I see what you mean. That's one tricky bird. And there was nothing you could do to stop it?
The faculty declared the bird a protected species. If it wasn't for our mechanical eagle, we were sitting on a major ornithological catastrophe.
You have an automaton here?
A wonder of technology. It's an eagle that's mounted on wings in the air. It passes through and swoops down to collect parasite eggs. But that dang eagle's been out of order for several years. Impossible to collect the eggs myself.
Why not?
I can't climb up the gangway. I fell off it several months back, and I still have a pain in my spine. Not to mention the vertigo I've been getting. I only have to look up in the air. Whoa.
You poor soul. That must be very hard.
Worst thing is, cuckoo eggs piling up in the nests. Soon the rectors are gonna notice. There's trouble in store. Big trouble. Worried. Yep, worried.
Where might I find some forest Sauvignon plants, please?
No place around here, that's for sure. I don't know what you're talking about. That stuff's from the Amazon.
You know, for someone who knows nothing about the plant, you seem pretty well informed about which mysterious faraway country it comes from.
Oh, Amazon, Peru, Papua New Guinea, it's all the same to me. Gotta go. Gotta work.
Wait, don't go. You know what? I don't think he was being totally straight with me.
Ну, это и дураку было понятно. Ну, по крайней мере, стало известно, что это за, так сказать, квест с кукушкой. Просто понятно, что делать. Что это мы взяли? Крюк. Отлично. А это у нас, похоже, был капитан Крюк. Так. Ну, задачи более-менее определились. Так, ну, вот здесь все. Здесь все. Ладно. У меня появилась мысль, то есть, когда мы разговаривали с тем профессором, он упомянул о том, что Ганс рассказывал ему про вот эту доисторическую игрушку. Так, давайте сходим сюда сначала, а потом вернемся. То есть, про игрушку мамонта, которую мы нашли в подземелье. То есть у меня мысль появилась, то есть я предлагаю забрать того мамонта и показать его ему. Что он, интересно, он скажет? Будет от этого толк или нет? И вообще сможем мы забрать его из поезда, потому что поставить-то мы его поставили. Так, туда не пройти. Хорошо. Это в какой-то степени упрощает дело, раз туда не пройти. О, может, крюком их? Нет. Так, они, походу, нас сюда не пустят. Ладно. Опасные птички. Это, видимо, лестница наверх, к ястребу тому. Скажешь ты мне что-нибудь, нет?
Everything okay, Oscar?
Yes, Kate Walker. I am awaiting your instructions.
And to think that when I first became a lawyer, I was worried I'd get stuck behind a desk.
Is something wrong, Kate Walker? Is the restaurant car service not to your liking? Would you like another pillow?
Don't worry, Oscar. Everything's just hunky-dory. And you are just hunky-dory, too. The university authorities want us to move the train out of their station. According to internal regulations, trains are designed for coming and going, not staying at platforms.
They have a point, Kate Walker. However, our train is unique, and its clockwork mechanism has requirements that are beyond the station's rudimentary equipment.
Hey, that's not their problem, Oscar.
The problem is also beyond my mandate, Kate Walker.
Whatever. Oscar, there's no way you could help me find a way to wind the train back up again?
Rust awaits my every movement if I leave this train, Kate Walker. And what would you do with a rusty engine driver?
Not a lot, I suppose. This train might be a wonder of technology, but the engine's limited autonomy is a liability. You got to admit that.
I am afraid I refuse to entertain this consideration, Kate Walker.
You should take a look around the station, Oscar. It's amazing. Greenhouses that are all lit up, exotic trees, and thousands of birds of all different colors.
I am obliged to avoid exposing my wheelwork to corrosive bird excreta. I shall remain inside to monitor the locomotive.
Of course. Well, too bad for you. You don't know where I might find any Amazon forest Sauvignon, do you?
No, Kate Walker.
Oscar, see you later, alligator.
In a while, Kate Walker.
Так, от него мы ничего не добились, собственно. Попробуем забрать. Да, похоже, можно. Все верно. Отлично. А эти заберем? Нет, эти, походу, нельзя. Ну, эти на всякий случай, не знаю. А, это проигрывать их так. Ну ладно, послушаем. Забавно, на все эти манипуляции проделывает. Так, ну раз больше ничего забрать нельзя. Сюда мы еще не ходили. Вот куда ты смылся.
Excuse me, station master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
No.
Well, I am. Very busy indeed. But, okay, I think I can give you a minute of my time.
I feel like I've lost my way up.
Hey, anything I can do?
It seems that your superior... I'm looking...
Look, lady, the station...
Funny you should mention it.
Sauvignon, raspberry...
But you see, I have just read a very interesting book, which says that the rare Sauvignon berry is actually cultivated here, in the famous Baruchstadt University aviary itself.
Well, if it's in a book, then... Don't believe everything you read, miss.
I don't know why. But I don't think you're telling me the truth.
What do you mean? I don't know. How should I know where to find your stupid grave? Go ask your professor, what's his name, Pons, the paleontologist.
But you're the master of this station, so you should know better than anyone.
Nobody tells me anything. I don't know. Go see the old guy with the fossils.
All these birds in it. I see. You haven't a top.
Oh,
what? I won't disturb you any longer.
Welcome to Barrows.
Ну, в принципе, стало более понятно про Савиньон. Все равно что-то скрывает. Не пойму, зачем нам нужен этот Савиньон. Сбрело и в голову. Выпить, что ли, хочет. Ну, понятно то, что это для какого-то квеста, но пока что не пойму для какого. Может, просто мы его еще не нашли. Так, а здесь мы были? Я не помню. Ага, а здесь мы не были. Баржа какая-то, походу.
Hey there, on the boat.
Guten Tag, schöne Mademoiselle.
My husband say, hello, young lady. You want to talk to us?
My name is Kate Walker, and I'm a lawyer. I'm in charge of this train. This situation is really very new to me.
Lawyer, good job. Earn lot of money.
A lot? A lot? No, I wouldn't go that far. But I can't really complain, I guess. But there's worse.
Lawyer always ask a lot of money.
Can we change the subject, please? I really don't want to go down this road. I just met with the university rectors, and they ordered me to remove my train out of their station. I mean, it's a total joke. How do you remove a train that can't move in the first place? You don't have any ideas, do you?
We know nothing of train. You up your own creek.
Your generosity warms my heart. I have a little problem with my train. It's kind of broken. I've absolutely got to get it out of the station. Do you think you could tow it over to the wall with your barge?
Lock closed. Barge blocked.
But if the locks were open, would it be okay to tow my train then?
Por qué no? More money for that work.
Da, it's possible. My husband say we help you if you give money.
Right. And how much do you want?
Cinquante.
He want $150.
$150? I don't have that much.
No money, no barge.
Let me offer you $75.
Nay, $125.
Out of the question. $100 and not a dime more.
Correct. You have barge for $100.
Great. Now, don't move. I'll be back as quick as possible with the money.
Вот шкуродеры.
You must really get to see the countryside. Do you know New York at all?
We not understand.
I'm looking for a funny little man who is supposed to live in Syberia. Can you imagine that? Syberia. I expect you've already been there.
Шифрага kommer to Sibirь.
Syberia? No. Too cold. Barge no break ice.
I hope my train isn't too big for your barge.
It's okay. Motorbåt första klass.
My husband say correct. Powerful motor.
I mean, we're not exactly very far from the winding machine, are we? It's dumb, isn't it, all this effort to go a few yards?
Put train in barge? Nah, not possible.
Have you gone down to take a look around the station yet? It's amazing. You know, it's full of exotic birds.
Med to morgen? Ja. Ja, med pleasure.
We no leave boat. Husband is land sick.
Have you ever seen Amazon Forest Sauvignon?
Yet, never go Amazon.
Do you know if I can find some here?
Yet, you must to Amazon go.
Yeah, of course. It's not very polite of you to take advantage of my predicament. We could have done favors for each other, for free, out of solidarity.
Favor, alla smyck not full. Money, ja, mycket full.
Excuse me?
My husband say need money for leave. $100 not lot for fancy lady like you.
How would you know a fancy lady like me, really? I'll leave you to it. I won't disturb you again.
До свидания.
Русский, значит. Да. Бесстыжие. Не, сюда. Беги. Так, ну сбегаем в университет. У меня подозрение то, что бутылку вина вот эту можно будет променять на $100. Вот. Либо, может, $100 получим за помощь в починке птицы. Черт его знает. Посмотрим, как будут дела складываться. Ладно, глянем. Сходим к Понсу. Нас туда посылал. И этот. Мы взяли мамонта. Покажем. Может, правда прокатит. Я сомневаюсь, конечно. Но, как говорится, попытка не пытка.
Do excuse me, Professor. Professor, sorry to disturb you again. Professor, I have brought you something that should be of interest to you. Look.
What have you got there, then? Let's see. An effigy of a mammoth. But this is Hans' doll, is it not? Yes, of course it is. How on earth did you... Oh, my God. It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please do excuse me. I'm deeply moved.
You see? Your Hans and my Vorarlberg heir are one and the same.
This is incredible. After all these years, how can I ever thank you, my dear? Oh, I must waste no time. I'm off to my laboratory. I must study this carefully. May I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. But I need to study it. You see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I shall deliver an impromptu lecture to my students about this very object. If you are interested in Hans Vorarlberg, then it is essential that you attend.
do you think so?
Obviously. Give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins. I will return you your doll at the end. You have my word.
Я честно удивлен. Я думал, не прокатит. Я был до последнего уверен, что не получится. Так, нет, давайте, может, спросим, может, он что-нибудь про заработок знает. И про савиньон. Савиньон. Так, о, лаборатория. Что тут есть? Запись. Отлично. Какая-то микстура, щипцы. Господи, что мне с ними потом делать?
What is it you want to know, miss?
Professor, how do I say this? You see, I didn't think I'd need a lot of money when I set out. And it turns out I need money after all. It's a delicate matter, I know, but I was wondering if you could help me out.
My dear, it would be a pleasure. But you see, I barely have enough myself to cover my meager expenditure on what I'm paid by the university.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend or...
However, if we look at the example of Hans, it is true that our university always rewards people who perform some service for it. This is our dear rector's jurisdiction, however.
You wouldn't know where the forest Sauvignon plants are kept in Bauerstadt, would you?
Why do you think there are Sauvignon plants here?
I read about it in a book at the library.
Try going to see the station master. If such a shrub exists, he will have a better idea than anyone.
It's actually he who sent me to you. I thought it a little strange, but he definitely said ask the paleontologist. You're the only one here, aren't you?
Yes indeed. What a strange way to behave. Well, I think he must have made a mistake, that's all. Nobody tells me anything here, and maybe you should ask the rectors. After all, they are in charge of the university.
All right, thanks. My train stopped in a peculiar aviary.
Ornithology is far from being my...
Are there?
I have been told about a kind of bird with...
The Amazon?
I'm sorry, my dear, but one cannot learn everything in a lifetime.
Thank you very much. I'll leave you...
Sorry?
Ну, понятно, в принципе. Кроме того, что мы уже знали, он послал нас к ректору. К ректорам. Ну, с ректором-то к ректорам. К ректорам. Парам-парам-тарам-парам. Да. Окей. Так, здесь, по-моему, они были. Нет, не здесь. Так, я опять не туда прибежал. Ну да, вроде.
No point. It's locked.
Я что-то запутался. А где директора-то? Так, ну точно не здесь. А, вот. Господи, странно.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little problem.
A little problem, a little problem. Everyone has little problems now, you know.
They are kept to oneself, and they don't stop the world from turning.
Nor trains from leaving stations.
That idea of the station aviary is really very original.
It's the pride of our university. One of the specialties taught here is zoology, you see, and more particularly,
it contains some very rare specimens.
Так, это все мы знаем.
Are you sure there are no Amazon Sauvignon plants in Barockstadt? Because I have just interviewed the station master and the paleontologist, and what they said really didn't convince me that there wasn't any here.
We are quite definite on this point. There are no Sauvignon plants growing in Barockstadt.
You see, miss, the Amazon forest Sauvignon is a rare shrub that requires very special conditions for growth.
That's right. Conditions that are very hard to reproduce, believe you me.
Difficult, but not impossible. Fortunately, our garden has proved very successful.
Your garden? So, there is a garden in Barockstadt?
Oh, the garden. Well, if there was one, it would be only a little garden hidden behind the station. But our station master would be very proud of it.
He would take very good care of it, too. Everything would grow marvelously if we were able to cultivate it at all, and it would be all down to his gardening prowess.
And we would be proud as punch. And we wouldn't forget the role the paleontologist might play in this.
What's the paleontologist got to do with it all?
Without him and without his laboratory, how would we make the wine, do you think?
And it would be good wine indeed, my dear colleagues, would it not?
Oh, yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and our heavy responsibilities.
We would wait impatiently every year for the arrival of the year's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants in Barockstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care, and finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket operating here.
Miss, you do go jumping to some hasty conclusions.
We never said that. That's not what we said at all.
We were talking in the conditional. You know, with ifs and woulds.
So, what would happen if I had such a hunch?
You would have to keep it to yourself, of course.
Yes, if you would be so kind as to keep it a secret. It would only be a small local concern, producing barely a few bottles every year.
That's right, nothing so grandiose as a business. Otherwise, we'd be liable to be fined. So, we can't count on your discretion, can't we?
Don't worry, I have no intention at all of getting messed up in anything.
Вот их и спалили.
Some sailors have agreed to tow the train, but I don't have enough money to pay them. I was wondering if you could help me out. For a while. I could work for the money.
Please wait, miss. We have certain confibulations to attend to.
That is right. We must confibulate between ourselves. A collegiate decision must be taken.
I hope that we are not indisposing you in any way.
Why not?
If it helps us get rid of that train.
My word, that is a fine idea.
What do you have in mind, gentlemen?
When you arrived here, you must have noticed a splendid bandstand which honors the main university courtyard.
A unique piece of mechanical craftsmanship which no longer works, alas.
Why, yes, we have very moving memories of its melodies. We're prepared to offer you a financial reward if you can set it working again.
With pleasure. What do I have to do?
Unfortunately, my dear, time and rust have taken their toll on this university, and our automatons no longer have a spring in their step. You are going to have to be resourceful.
To tell you the truth, there are a number of complex mechanisms here in Barockstadt, and it would appear that we have unfortunately lost their operating instructions.
Your train, however, is an extremely ingenious invention, so you should be no stranger to complex mechanisms, should you? We are therefore counting on your ingenuity, miss.
I hope that I can show myself worthy of your faith in me, gentlemen.
Well, my dear colleagues, one more university matter nicely tied up.
Here we are, busy chatting, and look at the clock. It's tea time.
Already? My word, doesn't time fly by?
Thank you for a charming visit, miss.
And thank you, gentlemen.
Ну, в принципе, задачи ясны нам. То есть мы починим, нам заплатят, мы заплатим, нас отбуксируют. Но займемся мы этим, как вы уже догадались, в следующей серии. А поэтому до новых встреч. С вами был Зеленый. Всего доброго и пока. Здоровья вам. Пока.